for new moon in Pisces 2023. Let's get into it. Let's break this down. I'm pretty sure that I am live now. Yes, I am. So let's get into this. Let's go. New moon in Pisces. What do I think of when I think of this particular new moon? The new moon in Pisces is the most magical new moon of just about every year. The reason why is because this is the most silent night of the year in terms of magic potentiality. Let's break that down. When you step into this new moon in Pisces phase, it's like stepping into your own magic workshop. You're able to start to bridge in ideas. You're starting to bridge in visions that you may have had and being able to implement these things in real time in a way that you probably weren't able to before. The reason why this Pisces new moon is so interesting is because this Pisces new moon is going to be conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius is at its final degrees. So it's starting to try to solidify a lot of things for the collective in terms of how we distribute information, how we speak to one another, and the technologies that are going to be involved as we start to enter this new phase and new stage of all of our lives, right? I did a whole video beforehand on the age of Aquarius and how this Mercury in Aquarius, I believe, with this Pluto coming up, is really starting to tap into the larger scale aspects of community, of people online starting community. And as we go into this Pisces season, the people that you're connecting with, you're going to start to meld ideas with. You're going to start to meld creativity together. You're going to start to see different renditions of people's visions and be able to actually implement things in real time in a way that you might not have been able to before. This is like someone saying, hey, can you write this for me? Can you write this something up for me? And whereas most times, let's say you normally do it for yourself, it'll take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Someone asks you that you like it, and then you're able to write it out in like 2. And you're like, here you go. Do you like it? Right? Pisces energy is about higher love, right? The vibration of Pisces is one of the highest, if not the highest of the zodiac, which is why Pisces are often misunderstood if they don't embrace their inherent spirituality. And in Pisces season, you're going to be misunderstood if you don't embrace your inherent spirituality. If you don't know that your guides speak to you, if you don't know that when you see synchronicities, you're going in the right path, you're going on the right direction. If you're not able to see it for that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to tap into this. Let's get back to Saturn in Aquarius. New moon in Pisces on that Saturn in Aquarius. What dream do you want to bring out? And just know that whatever you're setting out your mind for this Pisces new moon, whatever wish you're trying to fulfill, this is going to start to appear to you through other people. Whether that be people that you watch online to get into situations and events where you're like, I would love to do something like that. This could be an old friend calling you in and being like, yo, I heard it and saw that you've been doing this. Do you want to be a part of my group? The idea of this new moon in Pisces is to set the stage for you to access your dreams. But in order to reach your dreams, you need to still be open to the clarity, the ideas, the feelings, and the prosperity that other people also have to offer. And because it's going to be Pisces season, that's going to start to inherently and organically come to you. You're not going to have to seek it out too hard. And that's the beauty of Pisces, right? So let me see what's up, chat. How y'all doing? We got some people watching. We got some likes going on. Let's get it. I do see y'all over here, by the way. Much love. I would be remiss to not go down real quick and hit you with the, hey, by the way, guys, I am a full-time astrologer. I am doing this. I have a lot of dope things that are going to be coming up that are in the works. I can't talk to you all about it yet per se, but just know the pricing, everything that I've been doing and everything along the lines of that have been to make sure that I'm able to supply it to everyone. I have my prices at a really good point for it to be accessible for anybody, even if you're just trying to get into it for the first time. I'm really trying to do this to make sure that it's accessible, and because there's going to be a point where I will be having to do it the full way. And I want to make sure that I have the people that follow me before I hit a 1K subscribers on YouTube. I want to have the people that follow me on IG for all the years that I've been doing stuff. I want people that have like supported me since I was just that kid in the room 5 to 6 years ago with a little microphone and in the room I grew up in, trying to figure out how to reach the collective. Like, I want to make sure that that's the case. But without further ado, allow me to hop into this next part of this. And just, much love, gratitude. Please make sure you check out the website. And as a matter of fact, I do want to say something. The second thing that you see right underneath the YouTube, we have the Lucky Stars Club. And that is the Lucky Stars Club and the Lucky Stars community that I have started. It's a Discord. We are in our first initial phases. I'm going to be asking questions. It's basically a place to bridge community, ask real life questions, real time things. I want to know how people feel, and other people are going to be able to just communicate with you all. The idea is to just make a space where anyone who's a dope creator, like content, or just anyone who's really just into the things that they do can like meet and speak about things, and even talk about the astrology, what's happening astrologically. Why are people feeling these vibes? Have you noticed this about this? We really just want to get a space for that, because I feel like there's not one that's there and is there to just be properly open for the people. And I'm attempting to do so with this, and I'm just can't wait to see it grow. And I'm really excited for everything else there. But now I will do what you all came for and get into the astrology. So this right here that we have, this is the full chart for this new moon in Pisces, right? So let me go over here. We're going to get into this new moon, and I'm about to break it down for y'all, right? So first things first, we have this new moon in Pisces happening at 1 degree. The important part about 1 degree in astrology is that it's the Aries degree. It also means that it's the growing, it's the beginning of the season. With this new moon in Pisces, starting Pisces season off, this is offering you the ability to make Pisces season exactly the way that you envision it. I think this is a clear canvas in order for you to say, this is what I want to accomplish within this time frame. This is a clear way for you to be like, hey, these are my dreams. These are my aspirations. I want to start to see results within the next 2 weeks. And if you put in the effort and if you put in your mindset, your mentality, that's the best word. If you put your mentality towards your manifestations on this new moon in Pisces, you're going to start to see results in 2 weeks. I guarantee it, because that's how magical this new moon is. That's why this new moon is set up to be. It is to build on to what you're trying to create at the end of the zodiac wheel, right? New moon in Pisces is the last new moon before we get into Aries season. Pisces season is the last season. It's about letting things go, right? So what do you need to let go? What have you been holding on to too much, right? Pisces is about dissolving the BS. It's about taking the things that we see every day and knowing its place in the overall lore of things, but also not letting that kind of control your narrative, right? I have in the last video, the Age of Aquarius video that I did, where I was talking about the Aquarian energies at hand, I was really breaking that down. And I was saying how the Age of Pisces was an age built off of delusion, and was an age built off of trying to have people controlled through the idea of religions. Like there's some type of big bad thing that will happen if you disobey, right? There's a big bad thing that's going to happen to you on a cosmic, on a deeper, like heaven to underneath the ground type of scale, where it's like, is there the underworld? Is there this? Is there that? If I do this good, am I going to be saved? That's the Age of Pisces. And the Age of Pisces was meant to like take people out of their spirituality. And what's come from that, as someone mentioned on the TikTok I did earlier, shout out to them, but they were asking me, like, what do you think about New Age spirituality? And I'm like, New Age spirituality is something that had its place, and I think it still does have its place. But I think the New Age term has been picked up by corporations. It's been picked up by the overall media, and because it's New Age, people are just like, "Oh, people are getting into this New Agey thing," and people are like, "Yo, like this has always been around. Like people have always had candles, people have always have crystals, people have always done these type of things. So what do you mean? You know what I'm saying?" Someone said this new moon definitely sounds like it's going to be fun and interesting. Hey, we out here, facts. But that's the thing where it's like the new moon is trying to show you possibility, right? Matter of fact, I got you. This new moon in Pisces is wish upon a star energy. You know, when you were a kid and you saw a shooting star flow by. Matter of fact, I do this to this day. You see a a shooting star fly by. No matter if you believe in astrology or not, you know that you're supposed to wish on the shooting star. And whatever wish that you put on that shooting star, low key could happen. And I think happens for a lot of people. I want to get into that conversation. But the idea, you wish upon a star and it happens. This new moon in Pisces is, if you could wish upon a star, what would that look like? Because that dream that you encapsulate is going to lead you forward into Pisces season. And whatever you accomplish in this Pisces season will prepare you for this upcoming Aries season, which is the astrological new year. So 2023 wasn't the new year. The new year starts in March. It's still winter. People be like, man, it's Capricorn to Pisces season. It feels like I'm so sad. I can't get things done. I'm just so... It's winter, bro. It's winter. I'm in Los Angeles. It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be warm. It's been cold. I'm from the East Coast. I know what cold is. Like it's been cold. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's so interesting to see, you know, people's perspectives on it as well. But once more, the new moon is like a wish upon a star, right? Now, the next thing about it, so making this conjunction over to Saturn in Aquarius. Now, Saturn in Aquarius, to put in reference to you all, right? And I'm gonna get real for a second. I promise you, I still remember this day. To the date, I remember this, right? Saturn went into Aquarius 2020. It hit 0 degrees Aquarius when everything shut down. When the world shut down, Saturn just slipped into Aquarius. And what is Saturn in Aquarius? Restriction on larger groups of people. And this was one of those events where everybody had to abide by the law of staying inside. That was Saturn in Aquarius, right? Now Saturn is at its master degree in Aquarius. This seems as though, and what I understand of it, is like the struggle and the patience and the progress of people since that point is going to start to pay off. Saturn is a very difficult and disciplined sign, but it always gives you a payoff. Most people that are in larger, like they make a bunch of money, they know that there's struggle before you make it. And I think truthfully for people, there's always some form of struggle before you make something happen. I can't tell you the amount of days that I've been stressed out, tired, just not wanting to do anything. And the moment I let myself kind of give it up and let myself tap into how I really feel and just let it ride out, things start to happen. Things start to formulate. And I think Saturn in Aquarius making this conjunction to the new moon in Pisces is showing you, now that there's less restrictions, now that you've seen how the people in the public react to things, what dream are you going to take forward? We are all chronically online in one way or another. Because even the people that are like, I don't use social media, I'm better than that. You be using your computer at work, your phone on the Wi-Fi, right? So you think you're not connected? You think you're not connected because you ain't pick it up. Okay. 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 Right? Like realistically, we all like we all doing it. We all in it. We're all making this happen. And the internet, let me just double check this actually. I'm gonna have this set up at some point to where when I look stuff up, it'll just pop up here. But the internet founded. When was the internet founded? Internet came out in 1983. But let's go to the World Wide Web because that's the internet as we know it today. So when was the World Wide Web even founded? Let's figure this out. The World Wide Web was discovered and created in 1989, right? So when it comes to that, when you start to get to there, if you were born after 89, like you're the first. You're the first inklings of the society with the internet. And that didn't even start popping until the 90s. What was in 89? So like right before the 90s started, right? So if you're a 90s baby, or even if you were born in the 80s, you grew up with having to use the internet. If you were born in 1980, by the time you were 12 years old, you were on a computer. And so from the past, however long it's been, people have been connected. And what I think is so interesting about the connection is that, like, as above, so below, right? So, one thing that I want to mention, right? The advancement of technology is in cahoots and rises at the same time as the collective consciousness's awareness. The more tech rises, the more people get aware of their situations, the more things change, people get to tap into like, oh, this part of this doesn't make me comfortable. Or, oh, shoot, I do really enjoy this thing. That's what starts to come in when it comes to this upcoming energy, this new moon in Pisces. And that's why I'm very excited for it. The new moon in Pisces is built for the lovers. It's built for the art. It's built for creativity. And it's created around and abound love. And why do I know this love thing is starting to move anyway, right? Let's hop back into the chart. The reason why this love thing is starting to move the way it is because we have Venus and Neptune making a conjunction, right? Venus and Neptune making a conjunction is like illusions of grandeur. It's like, oh, wow, I can really achieve everything. It's like, oh, I can really set the stage here. I know what's going on with this. And because of that, Neptune is the great dissolver. It dissolves your ego. It dissolves whatever you think about yourself. Neptune will bring you through, smack you through the air like you're Doctor Strange in the movie when he was figuring out spirituality. And you'll be like, ooh. Matter of fact, Doctor Strange got his whole souls punched out of his body. It had to humble himself to the idea of the universe. And the first thing he says when he comes to is, you have to teach me. First thing he says when it comes through, that's his new moon in Pisces. Are you going to allow yourself to not respect the magic of the world? Or are you going to embrace the magic of the world and become a better student to it? We going in. I told y'all. I told y'all we was going in today. I got time today. So the next part, matter of fact, let me double back. All right, cool. Does anyone have any questions so far? By the way, let's hop back over here, and this is gonna be real quick. I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds. Do anybody and you can even say wait and just type it out. But does anyone have any questions? Feel free to drop it down over in the chat. If not, I'm gonna just keep it rolling, and we just gonna keep it as like I would say water break, but I think I left my water outside. So here we are. Anybody? Nope. Okay, cool. So let's get into the next part, right? Let's get into the next part. So now I'm looking back at the chart, and the next thing that I see that's so important about this new moon in Pisces is that it's making a conjunction. Oh, wait, I lied. I got to press one more thing. Bet. The one thing that I noticed about this new moon in Pisces is that it's going to be making a trine directly over to the South Node in Scorpio. What does that mean? The South Node in Scorpio has been having people embrace that there's things beneath the layers of what we see. If you look on TikTok, everyone has an expose. Everyone is exposing this company for doing this. People are bringing up facts and receipts of their favorite celebrities and how racist they were before 2016 began. And because of all of this unearthing, I think we haven't necessarily known what to do or move forward with next. And a lot of people are so caught up in the rawness of like, oh, I figured it's something else. Everyone's trying to play detective so hard and no one's like, okay, like, how can we make things better? This new moon in Pisces is like, bet you've done all the detective work. What do you actually want to do to make the world a better place? Because it starts with you. It always starts with you. And that's the hardest part about it. Is because when you take all of that energy that you were just doing, trying to make somebody else's day worse, if you took that same energy and did something that you genuinely enjoy, you might get that same attention of the people that you're trying to bash. You might get this same type of love that you're upset somebody else is getting. If you're not getting yourself out there, how is that happening? You get what I'm saying? Like, is there a limit to how big we wish this weekend? That's a great, excellent question. Oh, my fault. That's an excellent question, though. Superb question. I'm going to break that down, right? Is there any dream that's too big for this new moon in Pisces? No. That's the point. There is no dream that's too large for you to go for. The belief that you have is what's going to be shining through here. If you can believe in yourself, let's take it back. When you were a kid, you thought you could do anything. When you're born, you come into this world thinking anything can happen. You're fresh, you're new, you're like, what's up? Society shapes us to believe in one thing or another. But the origin of where that source is that new moon in Pisces, because that's the source of the soul. Soul music is a Piscean vibration. When you know that whatever you put forward causes ripples in the universe, then you know that even you taking the smallest of steps can help you achieve a dream that's larger than life. And if you don't sound a little bit out there when you're going about something that you care about, your dream's not big enough. Your dream's not big enough. And like on a personal tip, right? On a personal tip, you know how long it took for people to like really understand and accept that I'm an astrologer? Not just for who I am, but for like how I look, for what I look like, for how people assume that they know me from. It took people so long to comprehend that like I'm in astrology to be an astrologer. It took people years for them to even realize that it's like, yo, you know that thing that I always was doing when I was like studying? They're like, yeah. I'm like, that was astrology and music. That's pretty much all I was doing. It was astrology and music, right? But when I told someone I did music, instant belief. Bet, man, let me hear your stuff. Oh, I hear this. But when I told someone I did astrology, they were like, oh, right? Meanwhile, now, right? I'm 5 years removed from when I first started, but I'm not removed. You go back on my channel right now. I just hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, the day before. I've just hit 1,000 subscribers. I've had my YouTube for 5 years. I've done things seriously on it for 2.5 of those years, but this is when I'm really taking it to the next spot. But if it wasn't for me like stumbling, fumbling, not knowing what's going on, in some cases with like life, resources, what's around me, I would have never like known, right? But what was my dream? Let's get to that, right? I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm pretty sure when I first moved to Cali, it was an eclipse, but it was the sun was in Virgo and the moon was in Pisces. And I didn't even first come out here to live here. I ended up staying with someone, with a family friend, and they thought I was cool, and they were like, "Screw it, pay rent, and you can stay." Where I was from, that's an impossible feat. Coming from where I'm from, that's an impossible thing. People are surprised you moved to the town over. When someone can quantify your dream, it's not big enough. When someone can sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, you want to get $1 million?" Yeah, that's it. Not big enough. Because in life, you're always going to be chasing something. Whether that be the next job, whether that be the next, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. If that ends up being like just friends, or whatever you end up going, you're going to be chasing something. And would you rather be chasing something for yourself or something from somebody else's dream? Because everything that you know is built on dreams. This entire world as we see it is built off of someone's dream. And those people that had dreams got together to build something that was right in between everybody as much as they could. And by everybody, I'm definitely talking about the patriarchy. But the idea of it, though, is that they at least... I'm sorry. But the idea of it, though, is that people at least got their minds together, their heads together, and they made something of it. So much so we still have buildings from those days. So much so that we still have information from those days. And that's what goes on, right? That's what stands the test of time. Is things that people feel and they choose to put forward. That's what changes things up. And that's the magic of this Pisces new moon. So once more, this unearthing, yeah, literally unearthing, facts. But the unearthing of things, that's what's going on. So there's no limit to how big you could dream. Why waste your energy being negative? Jeez. So for this new moon in Pisces, there's something important. People that are inherently negative people, love and hate are on the same spectrum. If someone hates you, they probably love something about you, or they don't have access to something about you. And if someone loves you, they love you so much it hurts. So the love-hate aspect, when someone brings hate, right? I got a comment on some stuff or like, sometimes I'll get comments from people, random trolls. Astrology's dumb, right? Everything I make is out of love. I love what I do. I love doing this. I love being able to help people. So I'm not in the comments bashing them back. I'm treating it like it's a compliment. They're like, someone said, they're like, "Oh, I wasted so many seconds of my life watching this right now." Huh. And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad that you watched it. I hope that you got something out of it and could take it forward. Appreciate you checking it out." And it's just they're not mad. They're not triggered. It's like, no, this is made from love. This is built off of love. The people that I know come to the live stream got love from me or the information that I'm bringing. And that's where it's like the love aspect goes beyond so many things. So people hate sometimes because they don't know where to place love. They might feel love, and the only love that they've been shown was making fun of other people. The love that some people know might be something that's from a negative spot. Everybody's trying. Do I think that there's some people in the world that are like genuinely cruel? 100%. I think there's definitely those people that are genuinely cruel. Just like there's those people that are so full of light. You're like, how do you do that? And they can go through things, but they're just so full of light in life, and they're always like on the up and up. The world is so vast. There's so many people, so many backgrounds, so many cultures. And as much as we can like tap in and like understand one another, we never can fully get the full thing of nobody else. Nobody can walk in my shoes and know exactly what I've been through. I can't walk in your shoes and know exactly what you've been through. I'll get damn near close. I'm an excellent astrologer. We're going to pick out everything in your chart. I'm a genius. say less. But it's but as far as like the legitimate real time and real life experience, that's not normally how it goes. So there's something to keep in mind. Someone said hate is jealousy. Wait, hate is jealousy and love in disguise. Wait, hate is jealousy is love in disguise. Yes, jealousy is love in disguise. Thank you. My fault. Brain is not working. But and that's the thing too, right? Because even on my come up in astrology and everything else, I'm looking at other accounts and profiles where like I know they don't know what they're talking about. And as much as I know that they weren't saying anything important, or they were just like trying to cater towards people assuming that they're dumb, which kind of hurts because I'm like, this is supposed to be for everybody. Like it angered me. It got me so worked up. It got me worked up to a point where I even took a step back for a while. Because I'm like, people aren't looking for the real stuff. They're just looking for a commodity. They're looking for something simple. And I don't know how to do that. But from that, I had to step back and realize I'm like, why am I so hung up on the idea of these people doing this? I'm a triple fire sign. Like I have a competitive nature if there's something that to do so, right? Or if there's a reason to. And I was just so caught up being like, man, I've done astrology for all this. And the only reason why it bugged me out is because I met somebody. And before, I think they made like 100K in the last year, right? They made 100K in the last year, and I met them in real life. I said, what's up to them? You know, they seemed like they were cool people. But like, they looked me dead in my eye. And I said the simplest thing about astrology. And they were like, damn, you're better at this than I am. And I had to stop and be like, yo, man's made 100K last year and looked me dead in my face and was like, you're better at this than me. And I think the reason why I'm explaining this story is because I think there's so many people to where we're looking outside, we're looking at this person, we're looking at everything else. And we're like, wow, look how great this person is. Look how great we can see this person. Whereas those people might look at us and be like, wow, you're better at this. Or like, yo, you brought a perspective. I have no idea. Right? You don't know. Like you genuinely do not know. And that's something that's so important and critical. I appreciate the ding there. That was a very serendipitous thing. That means I should probably turn off my notifications on my computer, but I do keep them up just in case anyone very important needs my assistance. But to hop back in, ignore the things that's just gonna happen. We a little ghetto. It's okay. Can't change every part of who we are. So getting over to this, right? Back to this new moon. Let's talk about what else is happening, right? What else are we gonna be kind of feeling at, right? So to kind of point out, we have Pluto and Capricorn at its last degrees. Pluto is about to go into Aquarius next month. I highly recommend that you check out my last video, Age of Aquarius, because I talk about this. But Pluto going into Pisces changes everything. Like the course of like how work is happening, the tech that's going on, the AI stuff that has been literally making everything different. This is what's been going on. This is the change. These are the differences. And it's why I'm feeling so adamant, because then 29 degrees Capricorn is like, make yourself an authority in the things that you really enjoy. Like you need to make yourself an authority in what you enjoy. Because come the time other things can pick stuff up, your nuance is what's going to set you apart. Because if you're doing things that are straight from the book and whatever it is that you do, it's not gonna fly no more. My greatest suggestion for this new moon in Pisces for everyone, really allow yourself to love the things that you do. Like I'm a good example like this. Like I love this. You know what I'm saying? I'm low-key kind of getting emotional, not gonna lie. Like I love this, yo. And the fact that I can like sit here and do this for y'all. Like, I couldn't imagine when I was 17 years old. I couldn't imagine being like, I'm on this phone and on this laptop talking to you all about something that like I've always cared about. Never could imagine it. But when you start to like just ignore the rabble and just start to move and really make like what you know is right and what you feel is right, it's like it changes your perspective on everything. It changes the way you see people. It changes the love that you can put out to other people, because now you're starting to see like this is what people are driven off of. People are driven off of love. This new one of Pisces is showing you what that love will look like for you. And some people's love looks like hate because they don't know no better. Nobody gave them the proper sense of belonging. And that's led to a lot of different things across time, a lot of different things across humanity. But like what bridges us all back together is what we are passionate about. I really just hope this new one in Pisces, people get to like get that same feeling that like I get from astrology, or that same feeling that I'll get from making a great song or just making something beautiful. And I hope that trickles down to everyone's perspective niche. I hope that trickles down to everyone else. I hope that I can be of assistance to you all by reading your chart, by exploring these transits with you all real time. Because it's all about love at the end of the day. People on their last seconds will stop and look at whoever it was and be like, I wish I would have loved more. And I think that's something that's so powerful and a running cause, because do you want to be in your last moments being like, man, I wish I just did something I cared about? Because there's been millions of people before you who have. And there's millions of people who have went on and they were like, you know what? I lived, I loved, and I cherished every day. I'm cool with it. And that's the new moon of Pisces. It's the release. It's the release. It's like, what are you releasing from your ego? What are you releasing from your expectations? Because it's not always going to go the way that you think. To think things are going to go exactly how you plan is a disrespect to the universe that moves all the time. But you can manifest. You can become the master of your own destiny. But you gotta see yourself for the soul. You gotta see yourself for who you are. You gotta see yourself exactly how you tap in. And I hope that for everyone this new moon in Pisces. It's upcoming this Sunday. It's gonna be there for like the next two and a half days after that Sunday. So leading into next week, around probably the next time I go live here for sure. I'm probably gonna go live next Wednesday here. Loving the work, much love. I appreciate you. But that's what we stepping into. And I realized I was going in mad hard. That was Venus and Pisces right there. That was Venus and Pisces. I just was feeling all that Venus and Pisces energy. The Venus and Pisces is about to go over into Aquarius. I'm sorry, Venus is about to go into Aries, right? And to brief about the Venus and Aries, let me double that. Let me stop this real quick. But the brief about Venus and Aries, right? Venus and Aries coming up after this new moon in Pisces is meant to be the first point of reference for what you want to bring into the new year. The things that you choose during Venus and Aries is going to bring you better clarity to how you're going to approach the rest of this 2023. Venus and Aries gets seen as being inherently selfish because Venus and Aries knows exactly what it wants. It also knows how to get it. And people are taken aback by the abrasive nature of someone really feeling that. And in something that we admire so much in fictional shows and television, sometimes in real life, those things happen and people are like, oh, that's too much. Meanwhile, they'll go home and watch their favorite TV show and someone's doing the most and they're like, yes, I love this behavior. It's just funny to see. It's funny to see. But I think people that are so passionate, and even the ones that aren't passionate, they're going to start to feel Venus and Aries. People are going to get a little bit more combative about their ideals. They're going to get a little bit more rowdy about the things that they think. And that could be good. But also keep in mind during Venus and Aries, not to like push the envelope so hard. Like if you see someone who's getting visibly upset during Venus and Aries, don't push it. Like don't push them. Don't push their buttons. There's no point. It's just like people need to accept and embrace where they're at. And sometimes people don't know where they are. And although you can see it, you can't necessarily reveal that to everybody. Because it comes in their own time. It comes in their own time. I'm learning that myself. You know, I'm able to look at a chart and tell you what's going on with the vibes and energies. So like in real time, I talk to people and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely get where you're at. It's not about getting where they're at. It's about recognizing their individuality and recognizing that they're their own space, their own person. They're living their own life, their experience, and I can never walk in their shoes as much as they can never walk in mine. And that's the new moon in Pisces leading into Venus and Aries. Kind of wrapped up. But yeah. So I think that's it for my overall, what's it called? New moon and Pisces vibe as far as like the specific transits. I do want to leave this open for any questions anybody has. I'm not forcing the issue on doing every sign of the zodiac yet. I think I'm going to wait till Aries season in the astrological new year to start pulling for the sign. Specifically, I want to make sure that my info and everything that I do and put out is like top tier before I start reaching into like anything else. So I'm very much excited to be getting into this. Please join the Lucky Stars Club in the community. I'll be talking more about that coming up. But yeah, I'm just really excited for this new moon in Pisces and what it'll bring. I will, as y'all think of any questions, I'll just do this one more time. Please make sure that you sign up for one of my readings if you haven't gotten a reading from me before. It will help me out a lot. This is my full-time gig, and I'll be in LA. So everything be mad expensive as you can probably imagine. But I'm living my dream. And that's what's dope. And I want everyone else to live their dream too. When I first came out to live here, all I had was a little suitcase with my laptop, 2 pairs of shoes, and something else. And I was like, screw it, I'll make it happen. Can you do that? I know you could. And I know it's going to look a different way from you depending on everything else. So it's definitely something to think about with that. Your dreams are never too big. But don't forget to dream again after you accomplish your first one. That's something I've learned in real time. Like don't stop dreaming once you get to a certain point. It's just opening yourself up again for more information. Okay, so can't make a thirsty horse drink if they don't want to. Are you talking about my semi-dehydrated Sagittarius self for talking to? Let me stop. No, I'm playing. But if they don't want to, they have to figure it out on their own in their divine timing. Yeah, you can bring a horse to water. But yeah, it's up to them. It's literally just up to them. You can't take away someone's free will. Like, you know how many people that I've known, this is just on some real rap. This ain't even about astrology for real. You know how many people I've known who are on like the edge of spirituality? Whereas like matter of fact, now we're going to get into this. The amount of people that I've known who are on the edge of spirituality, the edge of figuring out their personal magic, right before they know that they can manifest anything in their life, just completely stop. And you're like, no, stop, you're right there. And then they're like, oh, I think I'm done. It's a lot of work. I'm stressed. Never again. You're like, but you know so much. You're so good. You're so talented. You're so good. You're so talented. You know everything. No, I think I'll just stop while I'm ahead. And they just go back into living their lives, right? It happens more often than you think. Astrology is a tool that will always make sure that you can see your power, though. And that's the reason why I love it the way that I do. So, how do I find where Venus hits my chart? That is a good question. So, let me double check something before I accidentally show somebody a chart or something. Okay. So I will show you literally like real time how to do this, and then I'm gonna end off the live stream. But please leave a like, please leave a comment, please share this with a friend, anyone that you think might get something out of it. I would definitely appreciate it. And join the Lucky Stars community. I'll be posting probably there tomorrow, just to keep things going. And we're just starting out. I'm not even in a rush. It's gonna be a beautiful time. So I'm about to pull up a random celebrities chart that I have somewhere. One second, y'all. But yeah, this is right now. Drop any questions you might have because I'll try to get to them as we end this off. Who's not terrible? Never mind. That's not gonna happen that way. I'm gonna pull up Biebs. All right, we're gonna pull up Justin Bieber because Justin Bieber apparently anyway. So Justin Bieber's there, right? And let's pull up this chart because someone asked me, how do you find Venus? I'm gonna make the points more simple because I forget to change it from my stuff. Okay, cool. So now the points are simple, and I'm gonna show you where it's at. Now this is a really good question because I think everyone needs to also know this too. So this is a big fancy chart, scary hours, everything's here. I don't know, we don't know what to do. We're just gonna look for Venus. Venus is the symbol the woman symbol of love, right? Venus is just a symbol of love. You've probably seen it on a restroom before at some point. But Venus specifically, I'm in Justin Bieber's chart, right? Whenever you look at someone's chart in something like this, you always put the person's chart in the middle because they are being impacted by what's going on, right? So let's see where Venus is in Justin Bieber's chart. So Justin Bieber has a Venus in Pisces. Look at that, right? He has a Venus in Pisces. Where is that at right now? It's in his Venus in his fourth house is being impacted by Neptune, right? So Neptune is on his Venus. But now, if we're looking at Venus on the outside, this is the differential. Venus is still on the outside in his fourth house, right? Venus's impact is impacting his fourth house. And he's just had a Venus return. You get what I'm saying? So now that you're able to see like where the Venus return is, I'm sure Justin Bieber has done something to his appearance, has fallen into some kind of money, is making some type of album or tapping into something like that. But the Venus return has that importance and moves it forward. You get what I'm saying? But yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to actually stop this because I'm going to just keep talking or I've reached ramble territory. We are professional. I'm a professional. So I'm going to head out. Much love to you all. I appreciate you all for being here, for showing up, showing love. And I will see you next time as we dive into everything else. Much love as always.